The Care Inspectorate regulates and inspects all care, social work and child protection services in Scotland. It's our job to make sure that vulnerable people are protected, the quality of care improves and people know the standards of care they have a right to expect.
The purpose of this body is to provide protection of vulnerable people through our work of inspecting and regulating services. Hold on to the word care because it's care that matters. So we look at all types of care services to make sure they're delivering the right sort of care for people, and if they're not, to help them improve, or if they don't improve, to close them down. But we're also looking at the quality of social work services that are delivered by local authorities. And we will be looking at a whole lot of arrangements for the protection of people, like child protection arrangements and adult protection arrangements. It's our job to inspect how well these services are delivered in Scotland.
Yeah, I think it's really good, and I think it's really important that they're inspected and regulated, because as parents it gives you a guide as to the services, that you know that there's an independent body coming in and checking what's been done, ensuring that the service is working to the relevant national care standards. And when you're looking to source a nursery or whatever for your child, it really gives you a bit of reassurance as a parent.
They just ask if we'd been, what is it like, are we being, like, do we have any, not to complain about, but is there anything we didn't like about living here, or just general questions. It was reassuring though there was always someone, like, if I'm not happy I can speak to and explain why I'm not happy. And
I think they do feel reassured that there's an inspector coming into the building on a regular basis. I like to think, maybe naively, that if there are any issues within the home, that because we have an open door policy, that everyone is able to speak to the appropriate person and deal with any problems that we have, or any misunderstandings, as it sometimes turns out to be. But I think it is important that the reassurance is there that if the home or head office level can't deal with the situation, they need to be able to go somewhere else. And sometimes it's only to hear somebody on the outside say, well, actually that was reasonable. So there's reassurance on both sides, to be honest.
Practically everybody these days is going to end up in some kind of care situation. And if you haven't got a group or some organisation trying to control what's going on, you're at the hands of all sorts of commercial operators, which can be good or bad, depending.
There are 4 key words for our organisation: protection, assurance, improvement and innovation. Now, our core job is to make sure people are protected through the quality of service that they receive, and it's our job to make it clear what those standards should be. But it's also our job to work with people to help those services improve and to listen to what people want and need to make those improvements. But the other key thing to remember is that we mustn't get in the way of innovation, because care and the way care is delivered is changing all the time, and we want services like health services and care services to link together to deliver what people need.
The role of an external regulator is to provide objectivity and confidence on the part of the general public and on the part of service users and their carers about the overall quality of care. The responsibility for providing care still does rest with the individual agencies or independent providers of care, including local authorities. But the regulator's role is to ensure that we are able to provide an overview of the quality of that care and to advise those providers of how it can improve.
You know, because we all should be accountable, you know, and transparent. So in that respect, I haven't really spoken to the young people to ask them their views on that, but I'd like to think that they see it as a positive because it's transparent and we are being scrutinised, or, checked out or, so I think hopefully that does give them a sense of, reassurance that we're okay. Yeah.
We are responsible for inspecting and evaluating how well services are protecting children. We inspect within the local authority area, but it's very much how all the services, police, health, social work, education, the voluntary and independent sector and the Scottish Children's Reporters Administration, how they are all working together to protect children and meet their needs.
It's important so that the level of care being given to kids meets the highest standards, and then we receive the best standards of care.
There can be negative things in the media, and it shows that we really aren't all tarred with the same brush. So it shows that if you do good things, then that will come to the forefront, that will be highlighted.
Care services in Scotland can't operate unless they're registered with us. We also have a responsibility to inspect these services, to investigate complaints that are made about services, and also, where required, we can take enforcement action against these services where they maybe aren't performing as well as they should be.
Our main aim is to promote improvement and quality within care services, and without such regulation there would be nobody monitoring that. Obviously some services will self-monitor and are keen for improvement, but there's no measure against that. There's specific national care standards and regulations which will stipulate what people can expect of a care service, and that's our benchmark, that's our measure of how people are performing or how services are performing.
The officers are there to guide you as well as to inspect what's happening and to talk to service users. So I personally have learned a lot, and I've relied on my inspection officer in the past quite a bit.
All our inspection information that we gather is evidence-based, so none of it is us making a judgment about what we see. We speak with people, we'll speak with relatives, we'll speak with service users, and we'll speak with staff.
When we inspect a service, we award it grades, and we inspect against 4 quality themes, which are the quality of care and support, the quality of the environment, the quality of staffing, and the quality of management and leadership. The grading scale goes from 6, which is excellent, down to 1, which is unsatisfactory.
When we do our inspections, we do them unannounced. One of the benefits of an unannounced inspection is that the service has had no prior warning of our visit, and therefore they've not had the opportunity to do some preparation.
The feedback we receive from the public is that they prefer these inspections to be unannounced. It gives them more reassurance as well that we're seeing the service as they would see it when they visit on a regular basis.
A care services inspection report should always be easily available and on display at that service, and is also online at our website. You can also find previous inspection reports on our website, so you can see if a service has improved or not.
If there's something that's not right, then it should be changed. And if there wasn't someone there to do that, then it's unfair on the young people.
As if anyone working with vulnerable, either children, young people, or adults, there's opportunity and openness for neglect, abuse, so it has to be regulated, just to make sure that we're all doing what we should be doing, and giving the best support, that the young people need.
Care, social work and child protection services are all there to protect and promote the best interests of children and adults. And it's really important to hold on to that, which is why we want to work with members of the public and all people who use care services and their families to make sure that we're driving these services forward to make them better and better, so that they meet the needs of people and actually make life better for the people who use them.
It made me feel reassured that I can speak to someone. It made me feel safer, that knowing that if I was feeling unsafe, or it just gives you the opportunity to say what's on your mind.
All the work we do, is driven by people who use care services, their carers, health and social care staff and the wider public. We need your help and to get involved with us so that we can make sure that the quality of care in Scotland is as good as it can be. To get involved with us, talk to our inspectors when they visit. Read the reports and find out the grades for your service. Find out about the national care standards. Have your say and help us improve care for everyone.
You've always got someone there that you can talk to and share your problems with, and they'll take it on board, look into it and get back to you with a solution.
If you have any concerns that you can't resolve with your service, you can always talk to us. To get in contact, please call 0845 600 9527 or visit careinspectorate.com.